The gun shop near Camp Pendleton had been doing business for 15 years, serving Marines and civilians alike. Jake Morrison ran the place with his brother, and business was good. Too good, perhaps, leading to arrogance about who they chose to serve. On a warm Tuesday afternoon, an old man walked in wearing worn jeans, a faded flannel shirt, and a baseball cap. His weathered hands showed the tremor of age as he approached the counter. "Help you?" Morrison asked, his tone already dismissive. At 78, the old man moved slowly, examining the rifles on display. If you're wondering where this story goes, hit that like button and comment if you think some customers deserve more respect than they receive. "I'm looking for a rifle," the old man said quietly. "Something reliable." "I'm teaching my grandson to shoot." Morrison exchanged a glance with his brother, both smirking. "Listen, Pops, our rifles start at $1,500. This isn't Walmart. Maybe try somewhere more in your price range." The old man remained calm. "Price isn't the issue. I know quality firearms. I've been shooting for 60 years. Morrison's patience was thin. "Look, old-timer, we cater to serious shooters. Marines, law enforcement, competitive marksmen. We don't have time for tire kickers." "Maybe you should go," Morrison's brother added. "Yeah, we've got paying customers coming in. We can't waste time on people who probably can't afford what we sell anyway." The old man stood there for a moment, disappointment mixed with understanding on his face. Without a word, he turned and walked out. What Morrison didn't know was that the old man was Master Sergeant Daniel Chen, retired. Not just any Marine, but a legend who'd served 3 tours in Vietnam, earned 2 Navy Crosses, and spent 32 years training Marine marksmanship instructors at Quantico. He'd literally written portions of the Marine Corps' rifle qualification standards. Now, before we continue, if this story has you captivated, please subscribe and turn on notifications. What happens next is legendary. Master Sergeant Chun walked to his car and made a phone call. "Tom, it's Dan Chun. I just had an interesting experience at Morrison's gun shop. I think you should know about it." On the other end was Colonel Thomas Harris, commanding officer of the Infantry Training Battalion at Camp Pendleton, who'd been trained by Chun 20 years earlier. Within 2 hours, Harris had made calls to every unit commander on base. The message was simple. Morrison's gun shop was off limits to all Marines, effective immediately. Harris didn't stop there. He called the base newspaper, contacted the Marine Corps Times, and reached out to Marine Corps League chapters. The story spread like wildfire. By Wednesday morning, Morrison's phone was ringing non-stop. Marines were calling to cancel orders. Local veterans groups were organizing protests. The base newspaper ran a front-page story. "Local gun shop disrespects Marine Corps legend." The article detailed Master Sergeant Chin's service record, his contributions to Marine marksmanship, and the fact that he'd trained 3 generations of Marines, including several current generals. Morrison read the article with growing horror. The old man he'd kicked out was Master Sergeant Daniel Chun, the gunfighter, as he'd been known at Quantico. Chun had earned his Navy Crosses for actions so classified they were fully declassified until 2010. He de-eliminated over 40 enemy combatants during a mission to rescue surrounded Marines, using precision rifle fire that became legendary. By Wednesday afternoon, Morrison's shop was empty. No customers. The parking lot that was usually full had 1 vehicle his own. His phone kept ringing with reporters asking for comment. Marine veterans were posting 1-star reviews online. "Disrespects heroes," one read. "Kicked out a Marine legend because he looked old and poor," said another. Thursday morning, a convoy of vehicles arrived. Colonel Harris stepped out with several field-grade officers and a dozen senior enlisted Marines. Morrison came to the door, his face pale. "Colonel, I can explain." Harris held up his hand. "Mr. Morrison, I am here to inform you that every Marine installation in this region has been advised to cease doing business with your establishment. Additionally, the Marine Corps League has asked me to deliver this." He handed over an official document. "This is notification that your shop is no longer welcome to sponsor Marine Corps events, have any presence at base functions, or use Marine Corps imagery in your advertising. Morrison's voice cracked. Sir, I didn't know who he was. I made a mistake. Can I apologize? Harris's expression was stone. You can try. Master Sergeant Chun is at the base right now, guest of honor at the rifle range, teaching current marksmanship instructors. But understand something, Mr. Morrison. You didn't kick out a customer. You disrespected a man who has done more for Marine Corps' marksmanship than you'll do in 10 lifetimes. You judged him by appearance and age, never bothering to show basic respect. Sergeant Major Williams stepped forward. Master Sergeant Chun trained me 25 years ago. He's the reason I'm still alive. He taught me to shoot in ways that saved my life in Fallujah. And you threw him out because he didn't look wealthy enough. Morrison stammered. I'll apologize publicly. I'll make it right. Please, this is my livelihood. Colonel Harris shook his head. That's not my decision. Master Sergeant Chun decides if you get a second chance. But every Marine in this region now knows what happened. Your business with the Marine Corps community is over unless he shows you mercy you didn't show him. At the rifle range, Master Sergeant Chun was demonstrating breathing techniques to 20 instructors. His hands, so tremulous in the gun shop, were rock steady on the rifle. At 78, he could still outshoot men a third his age. When Colonel Harris arrived and explained that Morrison wanted to apologize, Chun paused his instruction. Tom, I don't need an apology, Chun said quietly. What bothers me is that he judged me without knowing anything about me. How many other veterans has he treated that way? How many young Marines, maybe struggling financially, has he made feel small? Harris nodded. That's exactly why I took action, Master Sergeant. You taught me that leadership means protecting those who can't protect themselves. Chun smiled. Bring him to the range tomorrow. Let him watch the class. Then I'll talk to him. The next day, Morrison stood at the back of the range, watching Master Sergeant Chun work with Marine instructors. The old man who'd shuffled into his shop was transformed on the firing line, moving with purpose, speaking with authority earned through decades of expertise. Morrison watched him shoot, watched the respect the Marines showed him, and felt genuine shame. After class, Chun approached Morrison. Mr. Morrison, Colonel Harris tells me you want to apologize. Morrison's voice was barely audible. Master Sergeant, I was wrong. I judged you by your appearance. I was arrogant and disrespectful. I'm sorry. Chun studied him for a long moment. Mr. Morrison, I accept your apology. But understand something. I don't need your gun shop. What bothers me is your attitude toward elderly customers, toward people who don't look wealthy. That attitude affects others who might not have options. If I talk to Colonel Harris about giving you a second chance, you need to change how you treat people. Every customer deserves respect until they prove otherwise. Morrison nodded, tears in his eyes. I will, sir. I promise. Chun turned to Colonel Harris. Tom, Mr. Morrison has learned his lesson. I'd appreciate if you'd lift the boycott, but make it clear that if there are further incidents, the consequences will be permanent. This story reminds us that respect should be given freely regardless of appearance, that age often conceals expertise beyond imagination, and that communities protect their heroes even when those heroes don't seek protection. It reminds us that judging people by how they look leads to missing who they really are, and that second chances should come with responsibility to do better. If this touched your heart, please share it. Drop a comment about a time you misjudged someone. Let's honor those who serve by treating all veterans with dignity. Thank you for watching, and remember, the person you're dismissing might be a legend,